So you are pretty prolific. You've got lots of books out. So I'm really curious, two things. Number one, what inspires you? Is it the dialogue that calls to you, the characters, themes, a scene?
Oh, scenes for sure. When you said that, that's the one that resonates with me. I'll get a scene in my head, and I've heard this said by others people. They're like, "You write a whole book just so you can write one scene." Like that's me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you have some pretty robust series. Do you do a lot of series planning before you start writing the books?
With my first series, The Good Dukes, I have to admit I planned very little. I planned like the first two books, kind of. Like I knew that I wanted to write the four main characters that are in the two books. And then afterwards, I was like, I should just keep this series going. So I brought in some characters that I had mentioned in the first book, and that kind of helped write the next few. But then with my subsequent series, like series The Dukes for Christmas, I planned that one a little bit more. I planned the first three books and then I planned the next two together. And then with my third series, The Ashborn Legacy, I planned that all in one go. I planned all seven and I was like, this is where it's gonna go. This is the direction. And then with my new series, it's sort of in progress right now. It's the one with the Wanton woman. And that one is probably it's been planned, but it is kind of all over the place in a way because it's in all different collaborations, but it's all connected and that has been planned. So there's a theme and a book that goes throughout and the family and friends that are connected, but it's just distributed differently because it's in different collaborations and whatnot. And
Yeah.
then the other series that's coming out this month, the brand new one with Dragonblade, that was also planned up front. All four books were planned together, written together, very contained.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's really interesting. And what's your relationship to research? Do you do a lot of research for your books? Do you research for a series?
Not gonna lie, I used to do more research, and then I was like, the research is not conclusive all the time. And so I like to have a starting place. I like to know like if something was around or not. But at the end of the day, like I didn't live that time period. I have no idea what was there, like how things were received, what ideas were like underground or grassroots that were never documented. Like there's so much that could have been happening that nobody ever wrote about or uh, like addressed. So I tend to be historically inaccurate for a lot of readers, which is okay. I try to make that disclaimer up front, but I also try to push the boundaries of it. So if I know, like, for example, I've brought in golf in one of my books and I knew that golf was like relatively new or maybe even like a few years later, I tried to make it like it's the brand new thing in my book so that people knew that I had done some research about it, but I was trying to push that time and like bring something earlier in because I love the idea of innovating and and people like thinking of the new thing. And so that is probably seen within a lot of my books that my characters were the first or among the first to adopt an idea, an activity, or a thought or something.